welcome to Newsline, your lens to the heart and minds of Nigeria and Nigerians. I am Claire Adelabu Abdul Razak, your navigator. Tonight, I and the team will not just be piloting you through the highs and lows, the twists and turns of newsmaking, the headlines. We will also be immersing you in it. Now, from the bustling city of Abuja to the scorching sun in Maiduguri, and down to the serene landscape of Jos, we have a riveting lineup of stories that will not only inform you, engage, but will also inspire you. Now, stories that are shaping human behaviors and impacting our dear country one way or the other. Now, also on the line, we have captivating stories that delve deeper into the issues that matter the most, issues of life and death. We have a story of what I call the double R, resilience inbred. Now, it's a tale of a young woman battling with sickle cell and afflicted with yet again another life-threatening medical condition. But still, her eyes emit determination not just to survive, but also to live. It's an inspiring miracle story you don't want to miss. Again, as tragic incidents continue to trend and dominate our news stories, especially on social media, how does one explain what would have been considered a routine misunderstanding between husband and wife, but unfortunately turned out into a horrific nightmare? And our indefatigable correspondent, again, Ijoma Ugweke, I beg your pardon, has been following up on events in Sea community in Kana local government area of River State. Tonight, we hope she brings us update on the incest story reported on Newsline some weeks ago. And of course, we have that unique story about unique undertakers at where? Gwangi Cemetery in Bauchi. Please fasten your seatbelts, because on Newsline tonight, Nigeria is our runway, and every story here is a first-class adventure. So gather the family around, grab your cup of tea. Is it coffee or zobo? Settle in, and let's dive into tonight's edition of Newsline. Once again, hello and welcome. And our journey begins right now with hard news by my colleague, Elizabeth Omorui. Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Claire, and thanks for joining us on the news segment. Vice President Kashim Shettima will this evening depart Abuja for Dallas, Texas, United States, to represent President Bola Tinubu at the 2024 U.S.-Africa Business Summit by the Corporate Council on Africa. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President indicates that the Vice President will join other political and business leaders across Africa, the United States of America and beyond for the summit, featuring high-level dialogues, networking, business sessions and plenary, all scheduled for the K. Bailey Hudson Convention Center in Dallas, Texas. Besides the summit's plenary, Vice President Shettima is expected to speak at the Roundtable on African Infrastructure Investment with focus on impact and returns. He is also scheduled to speak on a high-level panel on business focusing on transiting from food insecurity to thriving agribusinesses. The Vice President would also speak at a plenary on navigating Africa's energy future, as well as chair a session dedicated to promoting the Invest in Nigeria initiative. He is also expected to attend other meetings and engagements on the sidelines of the summits. Now to infrastructure projects. Following a directive by Minister of Works David Umahi on revocation of old contracts and signing of new ones, the Federation of Construction Industry of Nigeria had a meeting with the minister on issues affecting existing contracts to lay out modalities on how to expedite action on resumption of work. President of the Federation of Construction Industry in Nigeria, Bara Vincent, says contractual issues affecting members had to be discussed with the minister, as most jobs are no longer ongoing, raising their concerns with the ministry.
The Ministry of Work is our employer, and he has his view on issues and approach. And as a federation, we have to discuss with him based on the current realities and the way it affects our members. The issue of approach or non-approach is not the issue. The issue is that there are facts, there are issues that has to be streamlined for most of these projects to come on board again. So that's the main issue.
The president expressed delight over the engagement, noting that they are optimistic of a positive outcome. To drug interception, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have smashed an international drug syndicate with national and international networks. An ex-convict was also nabbed with drugs, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports.
The unraveling of the drug cartel started on 20th of April when their cargo of 4 suitcases containing a total of 17.6 kilograms of loud and drug candies arrived at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. No fewer than 5 members of the cartel were arrested in an intelligence-led operations that lasted 2 weeks in Lagos, Abia and Anambra states. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives on stop-and-search operation along Abuja-Abaji Highway on 1st May intercepted a 40-feet gas tanker. Upon a thorough search, 511 jumbo sacks of cannabis sativa were discovered coming from Ondo State and meant to be delivered in Abuja for further distribution. 4 suspects were arrested in connection with the consignment. Also during the week under review in Osun State, NDLEA arrested a 51-year-old ex-convict who is currently facing trial for another drug offense at the Federal High Court. At the time of his latest arrest, 4.4 grams of cocaine, 28.5 kilograms of cannabis sativa, 20 tabs of Rofinol weighing 6.2 grams, and 812 pills of tramadol were all found in his possession. Different illicit substances were intercepted in Kano, Kaduna, Osun, Seme, Bayelsa, Bauchi, and Benue states. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the current security situation in Nigeria has continued to raise concerns for immediate solutions. While the situation is begging for a concerted effort and support of all Nigerians, many are demanding for the establishment of a state policing structure in addressing the challenges. Meanwhile, security experts say state policing is beyond necessity.
The security apparatus of any nation determines the pace and strength of development economically and politically. Nigeria and her citizenry have for some time now come under perceived siege of terrorism, with insurgents masquerading as bandits. This has generated a lot of concerns, leading to debates on possible way out, with community and state policing structure as viable alternatives.
Technological factors, human factors, and the processes. If we don't have those 3 things in place to ensure that the security agents and the police officers that are going to be employed to carry out these state policing duties are not effectively managed, let's forget about state policing.
Look at the country. We are 200 million people. It's a vast land. And how many people are in the police? You overstretch them. But if we have the state police, we have more people coming, we'll be able to remove some of those things from the center and spread it.
In Lagos State, for instance, there is an established community security structure to curb crime at the grassroots level. And this has, to a large extent, ensured the protection of lives and property.
Amotekun is there. All kinds, they are in different states. So whether you call it state policing or whatever name you give it, it shouldn't be seen as being competitive with the Nigerian police. Instead, it should be seen as being cooperative.
While a school of thought believe Nigeria is not ripe for such structure, others consider the idea as a potential milestone in the evolution of a nation's law enforcement framework that would create the opportunity to closely address the various demands of communities across the country.
And the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, dissociates itself from a report circulating in sections of the media claiming it has released a list of former governors being investigated for alleged corruption. A statement by the head of media and publicity of the commission, Dele Oyewale, says the so-called list is a fabrication designed to achieve motives known only to the authors. While advising the media to verify facts, the Commission urges the public to ignore the report as it is false and misleading. Now, on the upcoming presidential election in Chad, all presidential candidates, political parties and leaders, as well as the public, have been advised to maintain their relative peace and good order demonstrated during campaigns, continue to remain calm, and after voting, patiently wait for the announcement of the outcome of the election by the body legally authorized to announce results. The special envoy to Chad of the Summit of the Heads of State and Governments of the Lake Chad Basin Commission, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, who gave the advice, says challenges or complaints that may arise should be taken up peacefully for settlement through the constituted electoral guidelines and laws, or if necessary, the judicial processes. The alternative, he says, is to risk the tremendous progress and fruits of the great sacrifices already made by all parties. Ambassador Babagana Kingibe reassures of continued support to Chad from leaders of the Lake Chad Basin Commission as they look forward to a peaceful inauguration of a new democratic constitutional order in the country. To military operations, the National Defense College is promoting military bilateral relations and cultural diplomacy to strengthen synergy among allied nations in the quest for regional peace and security. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the focus of the 2024 International Day for Course 32, National Defense College, Abuja. The commandant of the college and the Minister of Foreign Affairs emphasized that cultural exchange is an important tool in fostering peace and unity within nations and key to upholding the principles of tolerance and respect for diversity.
It affects the entire globe. United, we must stand and we must face our common challenges. Even as we celebrate together, let us also fight against those ones that don't want us to have peace.
If we can have diplomatic ties with countries in the region, that will ultimately create better understanding, better cooperation, and when the need will come, we'll easily enjoy the best of cooperation from the various countries that might be related to the circumstances.
Similarly, the Army War College Nigeria also organized its International Day for Course 8 2024 to further foster unity among participating officers and militaries of allied countries.
I will urge you to commit to working together so that you can ensure a more prosperous, peaceful and sustainable future for all.
Chiefs of nations commit to building a better civil-military relations within the African continent. In other news, the third edition of the Strata-based Karate Championship has ended in Port Harcourt with Delta State leading in medals. Delta secured 5 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze at the 4-day event, which attracted over 200 participants from 25 states.
The 3-day Strata-based National Open Senior Championship, featuring over 200 participants from various states and groups. They converge in Port Harcourt, the capital of Rivers State, to compete for medals. Male and female athletes battle their opponents to showcase their martial skills, impressing sports administrators. The administrators are optimistic that Nigeria would have improved representation in national and international karate tournaments. The sponsor of the competition, Dimpa and Rivers State Commissioner for Sports, Christopher Green, comments on the potential of martial arts in Nigeria.
This is the way to go in sports. And strata base, all my thanks, all my appreciation, gratitude and everything will go to them. Because what they have done is far from ordinary.
It has been a process of giving back to one of my constituencies. This is something I've done from as a youth, and it's a way of also assisting to get our kids off the streets. You know, when I mean off the streets, once you keep them engaged, you can see throughout this championship, the participants are busy.
Delta State topped the medal standings with 5 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze, followed by Strata-based club with 3 gold and 2 silver, while FCT secured the third position with 3 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze.
It's encouraging, and I mean it's a result. It's a result that means that we've been training, and I am very glad that we came here and we brought back the gold.
I feel good, but not too good. But I'm okay, because what I wanted to go for was gold medal. But
how many goals did your team?
My team remained about 3 gold.
Yeah. In Port Harcourt, Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu extends his warm congratulations to the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, on his birthday. The Deputy Speaker, the President says, is of a remarkable leadership trajectory from serving as Chairman of Bende local government area in Abia State at a young age, to offering his expertise as Senior Special Assistant to a governor and winning the seat for Bende Federal Constituency in 2019. The President joins family, friends and members of the National Assembly to celebrate an exceptional gentleman who has broken concrete molds to rise through the political leader. President Tinubu commends Mr. Kalu for his avowed devotion to the cause of building a united nation where all Nigerians can thrive. He prays God Almighty to grant the Deputy Speaker many more years in good health. Now, talking sports, Nigerian sprinters talk tough ahead of Paris 2024 Olympics as Chelsea and Liverpool win big in the English Premier League. Details with Bade Adele.
Nigeria's mixed and men's 4x400 meters relay teams have declared they will not be in Paris to make up their numbers after picking their tickets to the Olympics on Saturday night at the World Relays in the Bahamas. Both teams finished second in their respective heats to seal their passage to the Olympics.
Oh, I feel happy because we guys have been working for this for a very long time, and we thank God our coming here is not in vain. We are so good. I knew we was going to qualify because we've been working and God is not biased, so anyone just going to do his thing for us, and here we are.
Back home, head coach of Nigeria's under-17 football team, Manu Garba, says he's fully focused on raising a team that will excel at the forthcoming WAFU Under-17 championships in Ghana. Manu, while debunking stories of massive MRI test failure in his team, claims the Golden Eaglets have got all it takes to win a ticket to next year's Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations from the tournament in Ghana. Defending champions Nigeria will face Burkina Faso in their opening Group B fixture at the WAFU Under-17 Championship at the University Stadium on Thursday, May the 16th, in a repeat of 2022 final. They will then take on Niger in their second group game at the same ground on Sunday, May the 19th, before facing Togo in their last group match at the Accra Stadium on Wednesday, May the 22nd. Still on football, Rivers United will on Monday face Remo Stars in Ikene in the first match of their 5 rescheduled games of the Nigeria Premier Football League. The counter was earlier built for Sunday before the league organizers announced the rescheduling. In England, Liverpool handed Tottenham their 4th straight loss in the Premier League as their 4-2 victory at Anfield dented the top 4 hopes of the North Londoners. Aston Villa's charge to qualify for Champions League was also halted by Brighton, who recorded a 1-0 win at Amex, while Chelsea comprehensively whitewashed West Ham United 5-0 to boost their qualification hopes for Europe. With sports updates, Bade Adeleye, NTA News.
Thank you, Bade, for the updates. Next is a quick look at the weather prospect for tomorrow, Monday.
Hello and a warm welcome to the weather forecast. Monday morning is expected to start off with very early morning thunderstorms to parts of Delta, Edo, Ondo, Oyo, including the Federal Capital Territory, Benue, Kogi, Kwara, as well as Taraba states. However, the possibilities of haziness with sunshine intervals to parts of Yobe, Jigawa, Kano, and Katsina states. By afternoon and evening hours, there are better chances of thunderstorms to parts of Bauchi, Taraba, Zamfara, Kebbi, as well as most parts of the north central and the southern region. Stand by for the air quality index and temperature forecast. I am Theodora Itzum. Thank you for watching.
Now you know what the weather would look like tomorrow. That's the news segment. More reports with Captain Claire after this break. To stay with us.